All right. Well, we can get going, and we'll see where we land. We have a few people that may be stopping by here, so we'll get jumping right into it. So, welcome to the Super Phoenix Sports X Space, our weekly space where we talk about what we've been doing, what we've been building at Super Phoenix Sports, our live events, what we've been building in the background, and I think I got a little echo there, but yeah, we kind of go through a lot. We born out of the Star Atlas, a community that has been in Web3 for quite a while, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun getting connected and building this platform, watching Lancer and Nord organize and harness all the power of all these different team members and put it into something that's become a pretty awesome experience. I think a weekly event that happens every Sunday for the most part, and with some other fun things coming down the pipeline as well. So Lancer, welcome. How is it going, man?
Can't complain. Can't complain. Life is good. I know Nord is currently facing down some house power things and trying to work through all that, but so we wish him the best and hope that all gets restored back.
Nice. Yeah, that's never fun when you are primarily based in a technical or online space. So power is kind of essential. So,
Yeah, power and internet, and if you lose either of
internet.
those, then you're in
It's like
trouble.
I need that solar panel backup set up, and I
That's
need
right.
the
That's right.
satellite internet, and be able to operate at any time. But well, we wish him the best. Hopefully, is able to jump back into it next week, and hopefully online this weekend. So
Yeah, but other than
let's do
that,
this.
I've just been doing the job, being tournament director, and that's been expanding a bit because as Nord and I are working longer and longer together, I think it's starting to become clear where our visions really are overlapping and aligning,
Hmm.
and we're starting to help each other out, starting to be more valuable, especially me, be more valuable to him on the non-tournament side, where we achieve this larger vision of an integrated network of broadcasting, tournaments, entertainment, and Nord and I share a lot of that vision, and we have very different skill sets. So I have experience in things that he doesn't, and he is extraordinarily talented in things that I am terrible at. So we complement each other a lot, and that's really awesome. I think the partnership that we have is, now that the team is scaling and we're adding new games, it's really coming together quite well for the vision that we now share. And it's just things like these where we can integrate in X spaces and then Sunday tournaments. And then now we're looking at doing a weekly mini tournament, and we're adding a second game, and we'll have triad, and then we'll be a break point. It's coming together, and I am really excited. I'm
Yeah, I
very
think that's
excited.
kind of a natural evolution as you partnered up together with and working on this, and you kind of figure out the strengths and where you guys can kind of fill different voids and such, and then you see that all the way down through the team as well. Everybody starts to figure out exactly what that optimized setup of who does what best, who can support, who can step up when needed, and you kind of get a feel for the rest of the team. So that's exciting to hear
Exactly.
from top down. I think we've seen that. We've had different weeks now where some team members have had to step up, others have had to change positions or not had to but wanted to, or you optimize and you get the feel for what's going to make a well-oiled machine, as they say. So it's
Yeah, and
been
the
fun to
team.
see.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was
Yep.
going to say the team's been operating at a high capacity for quite some time now. It's really Nord and I catching up almost. But the team has
That's a good
been
thing, though, that the team
phenomenal.
can operate even if you guys are there or not. We've had other leaders step up too and be able to like run the meetings afterwards and to make sure everybody's ready to go. Let's run through our checklist and we're all set. All right, step into where you know what to do. And there, I've seen that weekend after weekend. Whether you guys are there or not, the machine works. The engine goes forward.
That to me is success. When
Yep,
you can leave what you're doing and the show keeps going on, the team still operates. So the fact that I was gone these past couple weeks, had to go on a work trip, and the Crimson and Jake and Anime just kept their teams going. Everyone on the team was talking to each other, working out all the different issues that we had that kept popping up. Nord was almost pretty much, he was the director, so helping me co-direct, and just the, that to me is a big win. It's a big success when we built the machine, the team understands it, and they just keep carrying it out.
exactly. Yeah, we've had a lot of fun. I know Nord even stepped onto the mic, I think, a couple times now as needed with the hosting and such too. And we've had some Nord Rango comments and other fun things, but we've had a lot of flexibility from the team. I think from live goes on the live side and all the way through, the back end of things too. So
Yeah.
it's been a lot of fun. It's working. The machine works, and you guys have done a good job of working with everybody to get the right people in the right places, and that's the fruition of it. So
Yeah, thanks. And thank you
it's
for
fun to
continually
see.
hosting these. And Skull Crusher, I see you down there. Appreciate you joining
Oh
us.
yeah, 100%. Well, we can kind of dive into what we've got coming this weekend first. We've got a couple other. We may have Nopera joining us later to talk about our Wilder weekend last weekend. He's finishing up an event I think he has going on right now, so he may jump in with us towards the end. If not, we'll cover it, and then we also have some little DAO talk to chat about too here shortly. So, but let's dive into Illuvium to start with. So, I am new to Illuvium. It's not Illuvium. It's not a game that I have played in the past and such. So, I definitely am interested in seeing it. I was looking through over the past couple of days just the different different videos and different things about it, and trying to learn quickly about it, as I know a lot of our gamers have in our team have played it quite a bit. So it's been fun to see. And I'm like, I really like that idea of things. So tell me what was the motivation for Alluvium to bring that in as one of our featured games this month, as we're kind of taking a tour of Web3 gaming.
Yeah, so this month is our Web3 exploration month, and we started off last week with Walder World, which is a kind of like an open world cyberpunk GTA type thing, and first person shooter. I think actually, yeah, there's a third person element to it, but it's very much about racing, shooting, kind of open world PvE mechanics. Illuvium is a different type of game. I've been playing Illuvium for quite some time, and at the end of a long day, I might get a game or two in every once in a while. I used to play it quite a bit more. If you've ever played, so Illuvium is a bunch of games put together, and I think it's three specifically. They might have a fourth one, but there's three main components to Illuvium, and they each hit different genres. So there's Alluvium Overworld, which is kind of like if any of you ever played Pal World, open, uh, kind of almost an MMORPG, but an open world type thing where you capture monsters to add to your deck. It's almost like Pokemon in that
Just yeah, these
sense.
alluvials, is that the right term?
Right, alluvials.
Okay.
And so you operate as what they call a ranger, which is basically like a Pokemon master. And you run around collecting resources, exploring, and trying to capture alluvials. And the alluvials that you capture can be added to your deck, and you can use that deck in the other Alluvium game called Alluvium Arena. And Alluvium Arena is an auto battler. So you're on one side, your opponent's on the other. You take those monsters that you captured and or cards that you bought on the NFT marketplace, and you put them on the board, and then there's a countdown, and when it's time to go, you lose control of the monsters and they fight each other. So if any of you ever played Dota Underworlds, which is an auto battler, there are a lot of different types of auto battlers out there. So it's
I'm
that,
gonna
but
date
based on the
myself by
Alluvium.
saying this feels like the Heroes of Might and Magic back in the old days that we used to play with this kind of board where you're strategizing, you're putting the different characters out to battle each other, and it's turn-based play-by-play.
Heroes of Might and Magic. I don't think I've ever played that.
Oh yeah, it was great series back in the day. But it's gonna have a date that starts with 1990 something. I think is when I played it. So it's gonna be way back. So
Now I'm gonna have to Google this one.
oh yeah,
Might
it
and
was a
Magic.
blast.
I'm gonna
We may
assume it's
have to.
called the Olden Era.
Well, there's Might and Magic, but there's Heroes of Might and Magic, which was the specific line I think for that. But it was a lot of fun. It was very similar. The board was you're looking at it from the side, and a little you had it was all like fantasy type creatures that you would go around. You capture cities, and you'd battle to capture them. You'd battle, or you could play against players as well. But it was all turn-based and
Gotcha.
such. But you move around a map, you battle each other, you capture different resources and all that kind of fun stuff. So, but yeah, I like the style. This makes me. I was looking at it earlier today, and that makes me kind of have that vibe and that feel of that. So that's a fun game mode.
Yeah, there's a third component. So the arena was the auto battler. Overworld is the open world exploration where you can capture them. And then there's a mobile version called Alluvium Zero, and that's like a city builder, almost like SimCity
Oh yeah,
or City Skyline. You buy land on the NFT marketplace, and then that land gives you the ability to mine resources, and you build buildings and you upgrade them. You manage your layout so that you can optimize how much resources you're pulling out of your land. And each
okay,
land has different traits and different rarities and that sort of thing. So I bought land, I think last year, and I go on the app and I, upgrade all my stuff and get those resources, and those resources you can sell on the NFT marketplace to people who are trying to construct things or craft things in the Illuvium ecosystem. So there's a lot of interoperability between those three games. The one that and there's a token, by the way, the Illuvium token.
okay,
So what we're playing on Sunday is Alluvium Arena, which is the auto battler. Now, the cool thing that always drew me to Illuvium is not only is it that's built out and it's interoperable, but I used to play a lot of Dota Underlords, which is the Dota themed auto battler, and the fact that you had like the monsters that you put on the board, you arrange them so that they fight in the right order, or the order that helps you survive and win, and then you can upgrade them. It's a really fast paced game. You don't have all the time you want to carefully select and curate. You have to act. Otherwise, the timer counts down, and you have to fight with an army that isn't prepared to win. And so once the game starts, it will stop. Only when there's one winner. And there's like 8 people who begin, and then you just kind of round robin. And each time you win, you deal damage to the opposing hero player, and then when they get to 0 health, they're kicked out. So
okay,
it's a lot of fun to watch, and the it's a very deep game because there's all these different types of traits and stuff like fire, earth, and then there's like characteristics of like psionic and different stuff like that, and they all kind of rock paper scissors each other. But
nice.
even better is it is a natural spectator game. Like you don't
Yep.
have to. There's some games where you have to like really try and figure out what's going on, or the camera angle's all weird, and it's difficult to be a part of it. Like for Star Atlas, if we didn't have that spectator camera, it'd be hard for everyone to follow along with a person dying every few seconds, respawning, like the jit back and forth. Just, it's too chaotic. But with the Illuvium Arena, it is, even though there's a lot of chaos in the action, you're it has a natural spectator camera, and it's built in. It's so built in that it's public, which is really cool, in my opinion. You can join any public match, which are the vast majority of
Nice.
them. So if you wanted to right now, you could go to one of the Alluvium public game tracker websites and just find that code. Everyone has like a join code. And then when you go in the game, you join it. It'll let you join to watch. You just sit there watching everyone beat each other up. So we're going to be doing that on Sunday. And then we'll have a nice little prize pool for people who participate with us.
Yeah, I feel like these type of games
And
where it's
that's
like
why.
a set board. Yeah, that set board is kind of a cool, from a viewer point, you can just have it locked in and you can see the entire game play out, right? You're not hopping between camera views and such. So it's definitely a different feel. So
Yeah, it's much more measured, much more paced. And we'll be having, a well-known OG community member joining Opeta on the casting stage, Silent, who will be able to help us understand in layman's terms what it is that we're seeing, kind of understand the deeper meta in a way that's understandable to the rest of us who don't play this all the time. And I think it's going to be a great introduction to this game and a worthy candidate of us are expanding into a second game.
yeah, definitely. I'm excited. I'm going to see if I can jump into it today and get a little game time this weekend before the event as well. But yeah, I think it's a great thing. We talked to Silent a little bit. I messaged him a little earlier as well. I'm excited to get him on and join in the chat as we, dive into it Sunday. That's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern time. You can watch it live on our X account, YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. So on all the major platforms, and we will be, yeah, it's a full esport live event experience. So, is there anything else you want to share about that? I know we've jumped into their Discord. We've connected with new people over there and different community members, and we definitely want them to stop by and share and, jump in if they have any questions about Super Phoenix Sports as well.
Yeah, so I'm not a complete stranger, and neither is Nopeta, and some other of our teammates have played Illuvium
Mm-hmm.
before. It's just I haven't been there in quite a while, because mostly due to time. I really enjoy the game, but with the Star Atlas DAO and everything else, it kind of destroyed whatever
Time goes
bandwidth I
away, man.
had.
All that game time disappears.
Yeah, I know. And then Super Phoenix Sports came online, so I even stopped playing Alluvium and couldn't even make it on the app all the time to do my daily logins. That's how much. So we're not complete strangers, and so when when I reconnected with the Alluvium folks in the Discord, they were super hospitable. They just welcomed us with open arms. The conversation with Rich and Peter and Perry and Silent and a whole bunch of others was really encouraging. They were just really welcoming, and we appreciated that big time. Not every community that we discuss or liaise with or reach out to gives us that kind of courtesy. And for us, I'm not exactly sure why, because it's pretty much we don't ask for money. We don't need to, because we have our own funding, and the team comes prepared, and all we need is like a spectator camera so that we can make it worth watching. And that's really it. We have our own operation. So our whole goal is to organize tournaments and showcase. And so when we go to a community and say, hey, is this something that you all would be interested in? I don't know if it's like half of them don't believe us, that we don't want money from them. One one team thought that we were asking for like secret dev access. I'm like, definitely not. Just give me a way to watch the game. So
Help
I
us
think
help
there's
you.
like think there's like a messaging thing, and each time we ask a new community, we refine that pitch so it's more clear what is we are and are not saying. But the
Yeah.
Alluvium community just instantly knew what it is that were going for. Even though I hadn't spoken about it with them before, they understood what it was that we were after. And they started pinging each other, and the support is just so obvious that we are really encouraged by that. That's one of the things we look at when we try to consider what should our new game be, or who should we expand to. The ease of working with the community and the dev team to acquire basic stuff, just basic things like maybe a few reposts on our X account where we do stuff like this, where you posted a SPSX Illuvium. the their dev team or their main account reposting that means the world to us. And then if they can give us spectator camera access, we're good.
Yep.
That's it. But that's sometimes difficult with some new games. So when we see that happening in like Alluvium, that as far as I'm concerned, that half the battle's already over when we're trying to consider who the next game should be. That was a long-winded
Yeah.
answer, but
No, I
I've
think
been gone
that's
for a little while.
hey, you're just getting it all. You've had a lot of things to think about and get ready to share with us. No, I think I think you're right on with that. I think a lot of people get approached, not just in gaming, right, but kind of sometimes swamped with contacts and pitches and selling and services, and you get pretty bogged down and maybe a little more pessimistic when those come in, I think. And so when something like this comes to some teams, the initial thought is like, what's the catch, or what's and like you're saying, we refine how we contact and our pitch to them and what we're sharing and why we're doing it. And I think you build a reputation too as you go forward. The more and more of these that we connect with and do and work with, and teams we are building those relationships with, the word kind of gets out, and you get that reputation online of this is what Super Phoenix Sports is. This is what they're doing, and they're promoting gaming. They're gamers that are passionate about gaming. They have a long history in Web3 gaming specifically, and they've got a great team that's optimized and producing weekly, regularly. It's not a one-off group, right? So we've been working on this since October. I think the idea is since before last October. So um, yeah, I think that you just continue to build off that, and more that may open more and more doors as that goes forward when we have great events with teams that trust us to do something like this and to share their product and what they've built. So it's a lot of opportunity hopefully coming as we continue going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think as we continually stay here and exist in this space, the our reputation will precede us. Especially when we keep hearing the same feedback. Whenever we do get to doing something with a new community, the feedback is almost always, "Holy smokes! I didn't realize y'all were." One is I didn't realize this was a thing. Two was y'all are bringing communities together, different communities who wouldn't normally be talking to each other, but we're bringing them together in the same space to interact, get to know, build relationship and trust. And that's the second one. And the third one was, how do I join?
Yeah. And we have, we've made some great connections along the way from different communities too. And I think that's something that will continue to grow. And as Oxnard, who's down in the listener mode, sometimes he hops up with us week to week and shares, but he is our recruiter and fills positions on the team. I think we have a team of over 70, 17 or 20. I can't remember the exact number, but there might be
It
some
fluctuates
fluctuation.
between 17 and like 22.
So we've got a decently sized, optimized, streamlined team, but we are always adding positions. Here's the man himself. Welcome, man.
Hey everyone, how's everyone doing?
Doing great, doing great.
So,
Salama, baby.
hey brother. So yes, we did recruit someone new this week, and it's Zoltek, and we're very excited about having him on the team. We already started doing some work. And I'm already seeing 10x in the future what we can build together. So we're super excited to bring Zoltek with us to the team. And beyond that, well, everything is just fine. We're looking at a lot of things, and there's a lot of pieces moving, and SPS is on fire.
I love it. No, I appreciate all the work you put in week to week. You hop up here with me a lot of times and
Appreciate you,
and
brother.
share what what we're looking for, who we're looking for, invite people to connect with us and such. And I think you're seeing some great team members join. And definitely welcome
Absolutely.
Zoltek. I think I reposted the video just recently that you put up from the SPS account. So that was awesome. Some great creative coming out already. So we're looking forward to more and more of that.
And on that note, if you're listening to this X event later as a recording or anything, and you'd like to join the SPS adventure, hit me with a DM on Discord or on Twitter, or head to our Discord or our website. There's a lot of ways for you to get in touch with us, and I'll open a chat with you, and we will have a chat. And if you fit on the team, I'll get you in.
Awesome. We got
And I
No
have a little
Perfect
bit of
joining
alpha to
us.
drop.
Oh yeah, give us some alpha.
So that I'll wait until next week when we do our next X Space. It'll come out publicly then. But on Sunday we'll be announcing a nice little development for the next wave of our expansion. So we're expanding both into Web 2 and Web 3 games, and Oxmed very graciously accepted. Let's call it a promotion, but we'll also call it of increased responsibility and
Yeah.
significance. So you'll hear more about that next week, about what exactly that is and what project we're associated with. Wouldn't want to spoil all the fun before our internal team meeting this coming
Awesome.
weekend. You know, we want to tell the team first, and then we'll let it flow out after that.
Well, it's a great honor and a great pleasure to put my energy on SPS. I love it, and everyone knows it. And well, I'm just gonna put more of it now.
If you want to find out where that energy's going, tune in next week. So,
That's right. If you want to find out, join the team.
or join the team.
Yes, join the team, and we're gonna need a lot of people. So join us, and this is where you want to build at the deep of the bear market. This is where you want to get yourself a solid position with a solid team that is really building something that's really, really, really already well oiled and functioning at the very high level, but the potential is just insane. So, and it's like a family right now. So, if you're looking for a family, hit me up.
And so I didn't even think
Awesome.
about this until Oxman was just saying that. I've been in crypto, I think, 10 years. I've seen a lot of up and down, bear markets, bulls, before we even called it that stuff. And
Hmm.
right now, if you have time and you're trying to figure out what family you want to join, there is no better time than right now to join Super Phoenix Sports. When the bull hits and things are going fast and everyone's competing with projects and
Becomes too
it gets
noisy,
way
right?
too noisy. And we will have to
And
suffer that too, because there'll be a lot of opportunities that we'll be pursuing. Just everything picks up, and it gets a lot more difficult to really just sit right now in the quiet, build with your team, paid staff, the whole
yeah,
9 yards. The difference is enjoy the quiet right now. And if look at what we're doing, if you agree with the vision where we host competitive tournaments for Web3 and now Web2 games, and you want to be part of a broadcast team, a stream team, an operations team where players are, player signups, or the recruiting or graphics team, all that sort of stuff. If any of that's interesting to you, come join now. While the applicants are, we do add new people, but we don't have like 10,000 people waiting to all like flooding our DMs.
yeah,
This is the time
and
to do it.
yes. So when Pepe starts bumping, well, that's going to be already too late, right? Because then like Lanzer just said, you get so much demand that you have to spend like so much time filtering, and you'll just get lost inside that thing. Right now, you have the comfort of getting in touch with straight up the people that can get you in, and that's a luxury you get on bear markets and
Exactly.
people that are building in bear markets. So this is a great opportunity, and use it.
Definitely reach out. You can reach out to Oxmed, Lancer, the account here, Super Phoenix account, or myself, and we're happy to get you in contact with the right people. So
Yes,
a lot
because
of
when
good
things get
opportunities. So reach out.
hot, I don't
Yeah, the
think you're
people
going to
who
be
are in
able
right
to get
now,
in touch in any of these guys, right?
Yep.
Because
Yep.
they're going to be just too busy doing like 100 stuff at the same time. So yeah. So what's beautiful with contraction cycles is that's where you can get a solid spot, and when the strength happens, well, then you're comfy and you're strong in what you're doing, and you have a straight path that has its objectives and I mean, it's a lot easier than to navigate, and it's less noisy, and yeah.
yep,
I
we're a
like
structured
you,
team. We know what we want to do,
hmm
and we have weekly team meetings. It's awesome. I absolutely love our team, and the ones who are in it right now, I know they're believers. I know they're here. I don't have to doubt anybody, and that's not always the case, as we all know
yeah.
in our industry. There's just some things you got to pay attention to, and this team we have is like family. That's how I
hmm
feel about it.
Same here.
Awesome.
All right, Money, enough of the feel good
Hey,
stuff.
let's bring in the next member of the family here. We've got No Para here, so we're gonna kind of reschedule or move the schedule around. We're gonna jump into Wilder Worlds, our Wilder weekend last weekend. No Para, welcome, our host here.
Hello, everybody. What is up, everybody? I am Nopera. I am the play-by-play caster for Super Phoenix Sports, and I am here to bring some more energy over Meds, who has been talking like this most of the space.
I know I have no energy.
Everybody, it's time to light it up a little bit. How's it going, man? Oh, I'm here to talk about Wilder World last Sunday. Is that what I'm here to talk
Let's
about,
talk
man?
about some
That's
Wilder
what's
World, man. You were the host slash player slash camera the entire time there. So,
Yeah, true. I was wearing many hats. I'll say that.
and you have a history with the game, right? You've been
Yeah.
involved with Wilder Worlds for quite a bit, right?
Yeah, that's certainly true. I've been involved with Wilder World for probably since the beginning of 2024, I would say. So yeah, I've been involved with them for quite a while. Love the team over there. They've been quite responsive and supportive of a lot of people, and I like what they're building over there. So it just made sense to cast it because to me, it felt like it was just another one of my streams.
Awesome. Well, so was it Lancer? You can jump in here too. Wilder World, what was the first connection or idea to put this into one of our featured games that we shared?
I think probably out of all the games that the team plays, we probably have more Wilders than I think we have anyone else.
Okay.
So I'm a Wilder myself. Nopeta is, Anime is. There's quite a number of us who are Wilders. And I think it was just a natural, this is definitely needs to be on the list to look at. And it just so happened to line up. I think because just the critical mass of Nopeta knew people, I knew people, Anime knew people, and others were connecting us to the right folks to make it something that was attainable for our first week. And Alluvium works because you don't have to have all those connections. The spectator camera works, it's public, you just kind of walk right in. All you need is people familiar with the game to explain it in a way that everyone watching it knows what it is they're looking at. And so that became an easy second one. But Wilder, because so many of us are, I
So
have
it's a
land
natural,
myself.
nice, natural transition or natural progression to add that one into the mix. So, no, Para, talk to me about the event. You were in the thick of it, right there in the front of it. How did you think it went? What were things you enjoyed about it? What were things you feel we could
Uh,
expand on?
okay, so it felt like most of my previous streams when it came to Wilder World, plus the open world preview. that was a little bit of a bonus that we got there, because back when I used to stream it, there was no open world to begin with, so that was fun. From my perspective, from my lens, I was so focused on the fact that I had a lot of friends showing up that I haven't seen in a while, Joltek included. Welcome to the team, by the way. And I was casting alongside Kingbreaker. I had a lot of Wilder World friends that I have known for a long time pop up in the lobbies. So to me, it was like I was in my own element, in a different element. Like I have two homes and you merge them into one, kind of like that. So it felt really comfy for me. And yeah, the event was hectic. It was nice. I think there's plenty of room for growth when it comes to that specific event. I think that we did it nicely for a first time, but we could also plan for better improvements on the next one, just like we have been improving every single week on every single event that we've done. And there's a couple
being
friends.
very kind.
There's a couple notes that I've taken. I mean, yeah, I could say that I've juggled a couple things last minute, but that's okay. Nobody saw that. So we're good. We delivered an awesome stream regardless of any hiccups. All right. And comms went great, so that's what matters. The event day is what matters. But next time we will be even more prepared for an even more structured and smoother event. And
Just a
that's
bigger
just how it
opportunity
goes.
to do even better, right?
Yeah, pretty much. We keep rinsing and repeating until we end up with a format that everybody's dying to be part of. And it's not just about people. I saw you guys. I don't know how deep into the convo I joined, because I joined 20 minutes late or so. I was hearing you guys talking about joining the SPS team, but SPS is also a part where you can come in once a week, play games, have fun, and possibly win some prize money if you'd like, and also be part of the competitive scene. Make your own team, make your own community for what it is. Anything that you're trying to build that is esports related can be incorporated into SPS. It's not just about being part of the production team or the stream team. And if you want to point us at more games, if you have more ideas, you could always participate. You're not really going to have people who have a certain format. We're restructuring the formula every single week to see what works best, so that by the time that ball that you were speaking of kicks off, we have the right recipe and the structure to take off faster than anybody else who's just fumbling their bags, who's not able to assemble a team that knows how to do anything because they haven't even tried anything yet, and they're just fumbling every single pass that they're taking because they just didn't have the practice during the quiet.
100%. We definitely have a lot of opportunity, whether you're a gamer or want to be part of a team member. So definitely get involved, reach out, connect, and if you have a community that you play with, you game with, or you think might be good to compete in different events that we host, we'd love to connect with you on that too. Mazur, if somebody has an interest in that, who should they reach out to from a community side point?
Pretty much anyone. Lanzer,
Yeah,
Mads, me, everybody
yes.
will point them in the right direction. Anyone will point them at the guy.
We'll
Well,
point you to
just head
Marengo
to
down
our
there.
Discord
Yeah.
and hit our general chat, and someone will pick up whatever you need, and
Yep.
we'll move it up the ladder.
Awesome. Yeah, so I had a lot of fun watching this game. It was the first time I really got to see it played. So it was a fun game, man. I appreciate you, and I know we had a new person on the mic with you there streaming. You guys felt pretty comfortable, like you may have played together a bit before in the past.
Yeah, we've streamed a lot together, me and King, so it wasn't really, it was, thing is, I walked in that day thinking it's my day off, thinking this is the day where we don't get no pair on the mic, where somebody's gonna fill in, and up until 30 minutes before the stream went live, I was under the impression that I was not gonna take the mic that day. And, I knew that King was gonna be there. I didn't know if King was gonna be taking the mic that night. And I was sitting there and I was like, all right, guys, so who's taking the mic? And they're like, you are. And I'm like, huh? Oh. And they're like, you are. And I'm like, I thought everybody said I'm off tonight. And they're like, nope, you are. How do you feel about streaming with King? And then I was like, okay, how do I explain to these guys that me and King have hundreds of hours of like playing games together and so many streams that we've participated in together? So I was like, okay, just bring King onto the VC. King comes to the VC, and I'm like, hi, nice to meet you, King. Everybody starts laughing, and then King tells them how I've known him for a while, that we've streamed together. They knew about we already had the affinity going, so it just made sense at the end. Everything the pieces fell right where they needed to be. It was like a very satisfying game of Tetris that day.
Well, as we learn and grow and stuff, we see different strengths and we meet new people along the way too. And I appreciated him jumping into it, and you guys had a good chemistry, just that like you've been playing it all for years. So it
I
was
think
fun to
that's
watch.
exactly how you stress test a system. When something happens and you end up with a great result, as we did, that's where you can say that the whole ecosystem is working in a very strong way and has oiled cogwheels, right? Because it produced that show. I mean, of course, the synchronicity between Kingbreaker and Opera was just we felt it at the very beginning, not as strong as the one with Marengo, of course, but we felt it. But all I wanted to say is how strong the ecosystem has become, and that was a wonderful show, Nupera and Kingbreaker, by the way. It was really, really, really great.
Thank you.
On that note, I don't know, no Para or Lancer. Anything we can share about future things with Wild World? Are we still figuring things out, or is there something we want to tease or communicate right now?
Almost.
Yeah, I think we could probably tease it no better.
I think so as well. I think we could. We're at a phase where it's almost perfected. You see, the thing is, when I try to make an event, I tend to overthink all the steps to make sure everything's perfected. I tend to think when somebody joins my event, if they are joining through Twitch, if they see me on Twitch, they see me on X, they see me on YouTube, or they see me on the Discord, I like to think the trajectory they're going to take from every single platform to go through the journey of playing with us, especially when there's prizes on the line, which we have had almost every single SPS event. So today I spent a lot of time perfecting the recipe with a friend of mine about how it would look like for somebody who just showed up, knows nothing about SPS, knows nothing about what's going on in the stream. How will they go from hi in the chat to already registered in, already playing the game and registered in whatever giveaway we're doing that day? And I spent the entire day just trying to iron out and smoothen that single process so that the event goes in a way where I get no crying, no nagging, fair chance for everybody, and it's gonna be such a well-structured event that it's just gonna show that it's well organized, and I think we're gonna have a fun time. It's coming soon. We can tease it. It's not that far from now. I'm not sure if it's a week or two, maybe 3 away, but it's coming.
Okay, so give them the context. You used to do this by yourself a while ago, and you had a lot of
For
success.
3 years straight. Yeah.
Tell them about
for
that, and
3
then the
years
build up
straight.
to now.
Oh boy. Okay, so it started with Fractal, which was a game launcher on Solana. I showed up in one of their tournaments because it was a shooter on Solana that I was playing as a full-time job. It was EVIO. It was a browser shooter at the time. It was really good at the time. I don't know if they're still up to anything these days. And then I attended the event on Discord, and then they bring me up because I said this game is my full-time job, and they're like, "What do you mean? Come on up." And then I went up, and my situation was pretty bad that time. Being where I'm from and a lot of that stuff. So I started venting out to them, and he's like, yo, I'm writing a summary to our CEO. And I'm like, okay. So I started with Counter-Strike. I did this, I did that. And he writes down on that stage. And then I interact with the audience. They had a few Frenchies, a few Arabs. It was nice to like go cross audience and helping them translate and stuff. Then week after week, I started going every single time because I liked these guys. And then 2 weeks later, he's like, yo, our CEO wants to send you a personal gift. What are you missing to start streaming? And that was the Fractal marketing manager. And I tell him, well, all I'm missing is a chair and a webcam right now. And I had not streamed up until that point. And he goes like, okay, well, we'll be sending them. And he's like, do you know who our CEO is? And I'm like, no. And he's like, Fractal IS was founded by Justin Khan, which is the co-founder of Twitch. And he basically read the message from his marketing lead about about this guy who's in the game night events, who is like having a rough time, but still playing all these games and attending all these events and almost winning everything. And they're like, okay, we'll give you this stuff and you're going to go stream our game nights. And I'm like, okay, sure. And it was just a thing where like, okay, dang, they're giving me this chair and this webcam. I was not expecting a job. I was not expecting anything. That was like the first W I scored in this space. So I started streaming every single game night. And guess what happens when you stream every single game night? Guess what happens when there's Tuesdays and Thursdays, and every single day there's a new founder from a new project in the bull market coming up to the event and meeting you, and you're crushing it at their game. What do you end up with? By accident, you end up being one of the most connected people in the Web3 gaming space at the time, because you're happening to meet every single founder every single week on their game events, and they're watching you game. And slowly but surely, I realized like, oh, I have so many people that I know now. And once I fire up my stream and Ivio puts out a banner, Xborg back then put a gaming event in their community Discord, some guilds here and there were putting my streams in their guilds, and I was like, okay, I did not realize that I've made this many friends along the way. And that was what propelled my growth in the start. And then one thing led to another. Then you had Golden Ties, you had Waypoint at the time, and Lizard Labs. All these communities would straight up reach out to me. And some of them were contracted, some of them were more of a speech agreement at the very start, but then everything was contracted, and they'd be like, Nopera, what you're doing there, the game nights and the montages that you're getting out of these game nights, I want you to come here and do the same thing, but I want you to include us in the highlights, and I want the events to be in our Discord, and I want you to bring that traffic into our Discord.
And Nopera, most of the time you're doing this by yourself, right? You're a one-man show.
Most of the time. However, there was a large period of my, like, I can't say fully a one-man show. I would say like 20-30%, yes, I had one-man shows, but I almost always had either a casting mate, like, or a co-host, or sometimes we would bring the founder to co-host with me. You're never really fully a one-man show, because
but you're the engine behind it. Like you're the one pulling everyone together, the networking.
I try to be.
Yeah.
I try to be, yes. Yeah, I try to make things as, I try to keep things interesting, and I try to keep things hyped, and I try to keep things positive, because if we dial down a list of where you're talking slowly, or where you're like just casually conversating the audience, and a lot of people fall into that trap because there's a way to actually conversate when it comes to conversating a large amount of people. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to retain people's attention. And then when you lack that specific skill because you haven't thought about it or you haven't trained it for long enough, that's when your stage events will just not gain retention, for one, and then you're gonna not really gain as much content out of that night as you could have if you had a more positive attitude that triggered more chatter, that triggered more events, and that led on to a beautiful stream. And I kind of started capturing the keys to this piece by piece as I was doing more and more and more events. Like, at this point, I don't remember how many events I've made, but I can certainly say that I've made over 100, 200, maybe over 300 or 400 game nights overall in the past 4 years. And that's basically why night after night, even though you start like you don't know anything, you don't know what you're doing at the very start, then event after event after event after event, you're going to learn no matter who you are.
And then when you're in Walder World, there was a time, I think it was you were on Blaze, where you were doing Walder World events all the time, netting a pretty big audience, and the way that you had put that format together.
Yes, that is true. That is true. There was a lot of communities because there was a time where Walder World was initiating events with a lot of communities. Okay. And then most of these communities have been hosted by me in other communities. So when I show up to a voice chat and there's a big game night, Gear9 in the audience here knows, Skullcrusher knows actually as well. I see he just left the stage. When I enter one of these voice chats, they're like, oh, Nopera's here, good. And then the host is like, good, now you host, because they would know what I did before. And if I joined some of these voice chats, I was legit in some of the communities where I was like, hi, everybody. And they're like, oh, Nopera's here. Good. That's going to save me a lot of effort because he knows I can bounce the conversation back and forth. And I was all of a sudden almost co-hosting every single community collaboration that they've done with a lot of these people. And I had my own communities where I was primarily the host as well.
When you do good work, Nopera, you get more work.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. You
That's
gotta
called
chase. You gotta chase
experience
more.
acquisition.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you do a really good job, you get more work, and you don't really chase after the pay because you love it too much. And that's kind of how at one point I went too deep down that rabbit hole. But then I was like, okay, let's just take a step back. I'll start doing my own Wilder World streams, and I started doing that instead. And even the Wilder World streams that weren't game nights, that not involve giveaways, were still pushed up and got me so much engagement at the time, whether it was on the stream, whether it was on the expos themselves, and I kept making montages out of them, and they were so golden because of the amount of engagement I was getting out of them. So I just got hooked on it, and they are very supportive. Like, their team was very supportive when I was hosting their events. That's for sure.
Yeah, and so the tie-in is so most of us are Walders through some way or another.
Oh yeah.
The open world is now launched. Some of the tie-ins to their big community like Zero or they're all starting to come online. And when we started a Web3 Exploration Month, we were talking about it last month and the month before. Wilder World was definitely on the list, but we didn't know at the time how it was going to fit in because open world hadn't quite matured to what it is now. But then fast forward to last week when it all came together, Nopeta, who used to do this a lot for Wilder World and other games, we started getting to talking, and I actually didn't know just how much Nopeta had done the Wilder World events before joining SPS, because I met him through a mutual friend and in a different community unrelated to Wilder World. So when Nopeta told me a few weeks ago that this was his experience and the big limitation was how many he could only be, there's only one Nopeta. There's only one extraordinary person who could co-host everything and bounce off and get all the engagement. But now at Super Phoenix Sports, we are a team of 20 people, all of which we have been working together for the past 8 months, pushing
20
out.
capable people.
Yes, exactly. We've honed our experience. We have gone through the ringer. We stress tested multiple systems. Not everything worked, and for the ones
Hell
that
yeah.
yeah, and for the things that didn't work, we took it as a lesson learned and we improved, and we kept on improving. But now we're at the point where Nopeta has a whole team. We all have a whole team of teammates who have each other's back. So when Nopeta said, hey, I think we could start this back up, and with the team that we have, could scale and make it way infinitely more successful, that's the sort of thing now that we're looking at, is when those details all get ironed out with how we're going to make this more regular. Nopeta now has a team of teammates who can help make that even more successful. Many hands make light work. So that's the alpha. It was a long, drawn out alpha, but I think it was good for everyone to understand the context, especially if you're listening on the recording, of how these things come together. It's not like one person has this grand plan idea and says, oh yeah, that this is exactly the way we should do it. It's a whole team of people who've been working together for 8 months, who are capable and experienced with each other. And then one person says, hey, I have this experience. What if we did this? And suddenly we know how to put that together with our broadcasts, our player registrations, and everything else. So that's coming up soon. As soon as the details get ironed out, we'll announce it. But Wilder World, question mark.
All right. Well, there's our second piece. So, I think the last thing we wanted to cover, which was something that was near and dear to all of us, is coming out of Star Atlas as well, was PIP-32. The
Oh, heck
voting
yeah.
from the Star Atlas DAO has closed, and Oxmed and Nord and myself have talked a bit about it. We've kept Marengo and Lancer separate, as this is something that they are both on the Star Atlas DAO Council and such. But yeah, I think Lancer, you want to share what the final vote was, the official vote? Do you have that available, or I can pull that up here as
I
well?
certainly do. All right. So PIP, we just did a PIP quite some time ago, and it went to vote. a little over 2 weeks ago. It was a PIP about funding our upcoming Triad tournament. It's a big mega tournament that we're planning, and it passed. So it just ended a day or two ago, but it passed 70% of the vote, yes. So that's 88 million voting power, and only 10% said no, they didn't like that idea, and 15% abstained. So those are excellent numbers. And I didn't even vote. I wanted to see like what was the true temperature check on this, and it was an overwhelming
I
yes.
voted.
Yeah, so we
I
will
do a
now
lot of us.
be igniting that Triad tournament. I'll just let y'all know right now. We're going to be postponing it because one of the main components, Starfighter, just isn't ready. The patch hasn't released yet. So we're going to be postponing that to next month, where we can market it, player registration, and give it more care and attention that it deserves. But we're funded, and that will be happening next month.
Yeah, it's exciting. I
And
think, I was looking at the total vote. As far as votes go, you've seen quite a bit being in the DAO and such this is your second term, I believe, right?
Yeah.
How was the turnout overall? Did you feel it was as expected, higher, lower than you were thinking? I thought overall the breakdown was really impressive as far as the yes, no, and abstain.
Yeah, the breakdown was definitely impressive. The participation was about 119, 120 million voting power, which is right on par with what you want to have a notable representation of the vote. So it was good on all fronts. The participation, the yes vote, everything else.
Very cool. That was Ahmed. Were you about to say something? I think I might have cut you off there.
well, I think it was a great consensus. Like the numbers are absolutely extraordinary. Like it was a complete consensus, and I think also the whole process is absolutely extraordinary. This is a complete decentralized process, and I just want to say thank you to Star Atlas DAO for their vote of confidence, and we're gonna have a banger of event that day.
It's going to be a blast. We're going to have No Para at full 100%, ready to go, energy level. Have all the production team all set to rock. So it's going to be fun. Definitely thank you to the Star Atlas DAO for giving us the opportunity to produce something like this. And with their backing, I know we've had a lot of support from the Star Atlas team as well, and they've been awesome with the things that they're building and putting out to make it more streamable of an event and such. So I know that Lancer and Nord have spent a lot of time chatting with them and working with them, and um, Nord has said many times on these spaces the appreciation is there for them and the DAO as well. So thanks so much for that opportunity. Thanks for those that voted. I think that several of us have a passion for governance and DAOs and such, and so it was fun to see this PIP go through and go through the process. And the council took the time to make sure it was done the right way, and we optimized it as we went through and each step. So thanks everybody for participating in that, and whether you voted for or against it, I appreciate the fact that you voted. It's an important part of it. So.
Yes, exactly. And if you voted against the proposal, you are not our enemy. And you can say that out loud, and you're still not our enemy. It's okay. The fact that you participated in the governance, that is what matters. We're a community, even when we disagree. And same thing in the team. We're a team even when we disagree. The fact that we disagree just means that we can find a better solution for all of us. And yeah, many of you might not know, but a lot of the SPS team members came together and met through DAOs and different governance type places. So that's near and dear to many of our hearts. Money, Nord, and I, especially, where we participate in DAOs, and Super Phoenix itself is a DAO. So it's already there. It's woven into all of this. many of our networks and friends.
Awesome.
I
think,
think it's a
oh
glimpse
yeah, go ahead, Maxime. Sorry.
at the future of business in general. And it's just a glimpse at what future corporations will decisions will look like. And what just happened with this PIP and all the other PIP and what we're seeing going on with the Star Atlas DAO, I believe it's just a glimpse to how future corporations will processes will be work, and it's just beautiful to be an honor to be part of it in many ways. So yeah,
Great stuff.
back to you, Money.
All right. I think we're about ready to wrap up. So Lancer, we'll give you the mic for the final thoughts since we don't get to you every week. So we just want to give this a closing thought invitation for what we got coming up and any other words of inspiration.
I am so looking forward to this weekend with the Alluvium cast. Of all the Web3 games that we have been considering, Alluvium is very mature, built up. I know not everyone will agree with that statement, but I look at it as a functional game. It had a spectator camera just waiting for us. It was inviting Super Phoenix Sports to do a cast on it. And so I'm super excited for that. And when we started this thing in September of last year, we had ideas for what we wanted it to be. And there's a phrase out there, no plan survives initial contact with reality. And that's certainly true of Super Phoenix Sports. All of the different things that we wanted to be, solo Star Atlas and sweepstakes and predictive markets, all those things didn't pan out the way we originally thought. And so we're building, and that's where you stress test the system, you optimize for what you could be, and then you evolve into something that everyone wants it to be as a team, as our partners and our gaming partners. So there's a few things that we're going to be announcing over the next few weeks, not months, but few weeks. Kind of did some of that here, but we'll be more specific in the coming weeks when these details get ironed out with different games that we're partnering with and expanding to, and tournaments that we have in the hopper. So please, if you want to join us, we would love to have you. And if you can hear all that in the background, I'm sorry.
Lancer there too. No, that's all good.
Oh, can you hear that? Oh gosh.
Oh, you're all good. You're all good. It's fun, man. It's fun. We've all had. He's just excited. He's ready to go. So
that's right. He's saying Super Phoenix, go.
Let's go Sunday. So.
Yeah. So I love the team. I will forever sing their praises. The fact that we have a highly capable team who treats each other as teammates. We're all on the same side, even when we disagree. We're all better for it because of our differing perspectives. And look at us now. Well, we're over 10 tournament weekends and hundreds of live viewers at one time. Now we have a fully funded PIP proposal under our belt that will be doing a big mega tournament, and then we'll be at Solana Breakpoint in November. So I can't be more pleased and happy to be on the team.
Alpha here?
Oh yeah, dang it. Okay. Anyways, in the next few weeks, you'll hear more about what we can.
And we'll wrap on that.
Yeah.
We invite you to join us Sunday. We'll be live with Illuvium at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So thanks so much for joining us this week. We'll be back next Friday with more SPS Weekly, with more updates and more alpha. So thanks, Lancer. Thanks, Napera. Foxmed, as always, thank you for hopping up with us. And have a great weekend. We'll see you Sunday.
Go team, go.